Abraham got there, God had not provided. There was nothing. And he knew what his assignment was. So when he got there, he bound his son, which meant that he tied the 2 legs of Isaac together, tied the 2 hands of Isaac together, and most likely maybe the neck of Isaac together. Now let us note something. Abraham was well over 100 years old. In fact, the death of Abraham was just a few years after this incident. So you can imagine a young teenage boy, the kind of strength that was in him, and the kind of weakness that was in the bones of a man that was over 100 years old. And yet, Isaac stood there while he was bound. We keep talking about the great obedience, faith exhibited by Abraham. But did we ever think of what Isaac did at that precise moment? Here was a son obedient to his father without question, obedient and submissive to the God of his father without question. He never asked questions. He didn't struggle. He could have tackled Abraham. He could have run away. He stood there ready to be sacrificed, ready to be killed. He stood there while he was bound, legs, arms, neck. He laid there unstruggling when the father drew a knife to slay him. What a level of faith is that? What great level of submission is that? What great level of sacrifice is that? That sacrifice that Isaac made is only likened to the sacrifice of Jesus Christ on the cross, which we're going to be reading about much later. Going to the slaughter, knowing that this is your end, this is your destination, this is your destiny, to live and be killed as a sacrifice, and yet unwavering, unarguing, accepting without rejection the great burden of that sacrifice. So as we appreciate the sacrifice of Abraham giving his son, we must appreciate the sacrifice of Isaac. As we liken the sacrifice of Isaac to that of Jesus Christ, we need to equally liken the sacrifice of Abraham to that of the Lord God Almighty in giving his son to die for you and I. And God tested Abraham. And you know what? Abraham did not fail. And Isaac supported his father in ensuring that his father did not fail. It was a test to Abraham, but it was also a test to the generation, the seed of Abraham. And Isaac didn't fail. And because we're children of Abraham, we love saying Abraham's blessings are mine. Abraham's blessings are mine. Are we willing to show forth the level of submission, obedience, and faith that Abraham exhibited?